Hi, everybody. Nice to see you again, and welcome to almost the second week in our season of Advent. And I'm recording this, of course, next to a very good friend of mine, our statue of St. Irenaeus, our patron. Now, whether or not he looked like this back in 325, we're not really sure, but nonetheless, he stands as a representative of a man who is totally dedicated to God by his teaching, as you and I are supposed to be as well. I'd like to just talk to you for this week, and first of all, ask, how was your Advent week, your first week of Advent? I hope it was good. If you remember, I asked you a challenge, or gave you a challenge last week, to be able to put into practice some of the things we believe about and practice in our Catholic faith. So I hope you were faithful to that, and I'm going to challenge you again before we finish this little video clip as well. But I'm hoping that this coming week of Advent will be just as good or even better for you. The gospel we listen to this coming Sunday, or on Sunday when you listen to this, if you listen on Sunday, is going to be about John the Baptist, somebody we're familiar with. John the Baptist, in many ways, was like Irenaeus. He was a man who was bold in his preaching, and not only in what he said, but how he lived. John the Baptist, you're going to hear the gospel talk about that he wore a garment of camel's hair, and he ate locusts and honey from the desert. Those are all well and good. But what made John the Baptist the man that he is was the fact that he was able to take his words and live them. He preached Jesus in what he said, what he did, even to the point where he lost his life because of it. He was totally dedicated. So it came from his heart. And that's what Advent is for all of us. Let me give you a good example. Something came up this week. I was with somebody who's trying to learn the piano. And they were playing the piano, and they were just doing that. They were playing the notes. And I know enough about music as I was listening and watching that this wonderful young person wasn't putting their self into it. They were just reading notes. And you know, sometimes I think we are like that as Catholics, whether we're young or old, teenagers or whoever. We go to church, we say the prayers, we know the prayers by heart, but we don't put ourselves into them. Just like the kid playing the piano. Unless you play with gusto, it's just playing notes. So my challenge to you this week, as we begin our second week of Advent, will be, I want you to think of one particular way that you're going to take something you really believe in Jesus. Maybe loving one another, forgiving someone, and put that into practice. Perhaps you can forgive somebody in school that has offended you. Maybe you can go out of your way to help your parents or family members. You can ask your children, forgive them for something they maybe did some time ago. But it's when we put our words into action, like Irenaeus did, like John the Baptist did, then Advent becomes more than just another Sunday. It becomes a life-changing event. So, have a great second week of Advent. I look forward to seeing you again. God bless, and make this the best Advent ever.